Hi everyone, I'm making a video today on...
Hi there, this is a response video, I guess, to my last video, which was one of my last videos, which got a lot of reaction. 6 dislikes, but 9 likes. And it was the video I made on Robert Morse, and got quite a unexpectedly emotional reaction from a lot of people. I didn't really expect. But if I go through some of the comments, let's have a look. Let me have a look at some of the choice comments. Genevieve for Truth writes, okay, I've been watching Dr. Morse for over a year now. I've seen at least 200 of his videos. He did follow the diet for years in his younger days. I don't know how closely he follows it now, because he stated his wife does not. So I'm sure it's hard for him to stay 100% raw, 100% fruit, although he has fallen from a telephone pole, injured his lower body, which is why he's in the shape he is in. And someone else says, you're lumping in Dr. Morse with other raw food leaders. I think perhaps you haven't watched enough of his videos. He shouldn't be put in the same category. He's a biochemist, master herbalist, iridologist, and a number of things. Then someone else, Karen writes, you obviously know nothing about Dr. Morse. He does not support a fruitarian diet or a fruitarian lifestyle, nor does he follow one. You know nothing about herbs. You're uneducated and misinformed about who you're speaking of and what you are speaking about. What a waste of space this video is. Empty heads always rattle the loudest. It sounds like you've never had a chronic illness, someone says. And Ben from Whole Future wrote, herbs do not detoxify you. The human body has its own detoxification pathways. Any substances that stimulate these pathways is in of itself inherently toxic. Otherwise the body's detoxification pathways would not be stimulated. So realise, when you're taking any herb that stimulates your detoxification pathways, you're poisoning yourself. So there was a lot of reaction, you know, for one of my videos. It's not like it's a huge scandal, but I didn't really expect how kind of vehement some of the responses were, and then some of them on Facebook as well later on, where people were saying, oh, you just made this video, you don't know anything about Robert Morse. And I don't think that's true. I think he pretty much tells you quite a lot about him in his videos. So I have watched his videos, and I get a flavour of who he is and what he teaches and shows. And I do still stick to the fact that he seems to promote a lifestyle that he doesn't follow. And I don't know why people would say, well, it's hard for him to follow it because he's injured himself or because of his wife. You know, what's he telling his patients? Do a fruitarian diet, but not if you're injured yourself, or not if you've got a difficult relationship with another person. You know, that's how would anyone be healing themselves if they weren't practicing the thing? So I think a lot of people really like him, obviously, probably more than I realised, and really follow him. But I do want to get back to just a little bit of common sense thought about this, because I'm not going to go into science and everything, because I know that you can go into science and find, oh, here's a study that shows this chemical's good and this turmeric's good and this herb's good, you know. There's all these studies. But of what we know as people who are interested in this diet and lifestyle, and I hope you already know this kind of information, but if you don't, then maybe I need to speak about this stuff more, but I'm kind of assuming a certain amount of knowledge. But most people who are going to Robert Morse or anyone else, they are ill. They have a health issue, a disease perhaps. They have probably tried conventional medicine and other conventional paths, possibly alternative medicine as well, before contemplating the idea of going towards a fruitarian lifestyle or a raw vegan lifestyle or diet. All of these, if we really think about it, all of these diseases and illnesses and problems, although some were caused by accident, most were caused by one or two or three things. One being your lifestyle habits, particularly your diet, a major cause of most illness. The other thing might be genetic factors, and the other thing could be other things in the environment, environmental toxins, pollutants, exposure to chemicals, exposure to radiation, and maybe accidents. So what I'm talking about is what are the causes of these problems? If someone's going in with arthritis, if someone's coming in with heart disease, if someone's coming in with diabetes, if someone's coming in with an autoimmune disorder, what is the cause? If we can work out what is causing it or making it worse, then all we really need to do is eliminate that cause. If someone is getting terrible lung problems and they're working in a factory somewhere and they're breathing in toxic dust all day, then if we take them away from the factory, get them into fresh air for long enough, eventually the body will heal. Maybe not to 100% again, but it will do its best to heal. The same with what happens to people that smoke and then stop smoking. The same with the things that I believe are caused by diet, and I believe that the science is showing that clearly, and not just studies, but the scientific consensus showing that these illnesses and problems are caused by diet. And if you change your diet, and I believe the fruitarian-based diet is the healthiest diet for human beings, then that gives the body the best chance to heal itself. At no point in that discussion that we've just had is there any thought process of saying that disease was caused by a lack of herbs, or it was promoted by a lack of herbs. It might be a lack of nutrition or correct nutrition. It's certainly not helped by incorrect nutrition. But we cannot honestly say that the problem was herbs. We cannot honestly say that if that person had included herbs in their diet and continued the lifestyle that they had, continued the diet that they had, but they had added herbs, can we honestly say that they would not have got heart disease, arthritis, diabetes, and so on? I don't think that would have been the case, because as far as I can see, there are herbs in all food. There are herbs in your pizza. There are herbs on your steak. There are herbs in Chinese food, Indian food, all food. Herbs, herbs, herbs. It makes things taste better. It makes things smell better, rather, which it creates the illusion of them tasting better. There's plenty of herbs in our food. There's plenty of herbs in our life. Some people take tobacco. That's a herb. Or marijuana. That's obviously a herb as well. And some people believe that's going to cure cancer. Personally, I believe that the human body does the healing. I don't think there's any question in that. I don't think anyone would question that. And only in certain situations do we really need to intervene, like the way doctors will have to intervene at certain times. But really what they're doing is giving what a person needs is the time to rest generally. And if the diet is causing the problem, then you're never resting if you're continually putting in the wrong diet. That is why I feel like that line of thought that I've just proposed to you is completely clear, comprehensive, makes complete sense to anyone. Absolutely anyone. So when someone else says, when I have all these friends and people who I believe should know better, and some of you should know better, and you're saying the herbs work, or the herbs do something, or you don't know anything about herbs. I've never wanted to find out anything about herbs, because it made so much sense to me when I had the teachers initially, when I watched people like Durian Rider, when I watch people like Doug Graham and watch him still, and Rosalind Graham, and Robert Lockhart and Don Bennett and various people, and well, Don Bennett maybe sometimes believes in, maybe he believes in some herbs, I don't know, but when all these people made it so clear to me that it's the body's healing itself and we go back to the correct diet, we reduce the stress on the body is able to use more energy towards healing, we're removing the cause of the problem, and the magic is really the body healing itself, and it takes time. And that's something I learned from Doug Graham as well, because he's fasted people and looked after people, and he's seen the time it takes for people who get ill, how long it takes for them to get back to any approximation of health. So I just I stay away from this idea of herbs, and once again in the video I did state, if you're ill and you want to try everything, then it might be something you want to try. Maybe there is some validity to it in certain situations, but follow the line of thought. Is it caused by herbs? No. So how is it? So what are the herbs going to do? They don't go in the body and do something. The body would have to use the herbs. So what's in the herbs? Nutrients, minerals, things that are in food. Okay, so we're really eating food. We're eating a better diet. If we concentrate the herbs and dry them and put a ton in and put the highest amount in, is that going to help? Not really, because the body doesn't need the highest amount. The body just needs the correct amount, which is supplied by our correct diet. That's what I ascribe to. The thing that annoys me the most is people who are young, healthy, who don't have any problems, and for whatever reason they want to detox, they want to continually fast, they want to detox all this stuff, and they're buying all these herbs, and I just don't think there's anything in these herbs. It's just in a person's mind sometimes. So once again, if you're sick, if you've been told that people have had some benefit from it, if Robert Morse believes he's seen that and experienced that, then fine. But how is he going to? What are the herbs? What's the proof of that? How does that work? And how is it better than just allowing the body to heal? It's just not very clear. And people kind of want to bring some things into an esoteric perspective, like, well, it's like almost like a spiritual thing, but, well, I don't know where you can go with that kind of conversation sometimes. But I hope that's a clearer explanation. I hope some people have got that. Healing takes time. You can't speed it up, I don't believe, through herbs or the addition of anything. It's actually about taking away and then supplying the right factors, and when you put that together, that philosophy, it's so comprehensive a philosophy, it so makes sense, so logical, that there's almost no, I can't really see how it can be argued against. So that is why I'm not really into the herbs. That's why I don't focus on it. I don't want anyone else to focus on it. I want people to focus on getting to the right diet, because when I see people that are taking herbs and then I see them eating Chinese food, I'm like, what's the point? You know, if you're trying to detox and everything and then you're just eating, you know, basically junk food or whatever you like, you're kind of missing the point here. You should be focusing on the diet first. That's what I think. So I don't want to offend anyone or anything, or take away people's hope if they feel they're getting some good benefit from it. But I just really ascribe more to getting the diet right, getting your situation right, reducing your stress levels, and you know, if you're ill, and hopefully your body can get yourself back to health. I'm concerned that people get led up a path of believing that perhaps herbs are going to work in a situation where they might have no hope, in a situation where there really might be no hope, and they're spending their last weeks or months buying herbs. That's to me really sad. I don't like that idea that people are focusing on buying herbs. It's just, people need to be taken back to reality. And you know, I'm a dreamer as well, and a fantasist and whatever. But when it comes to this health stuff and the diet stuff, I've got enough experience now to know you cannot play around with it. You can't make this up. You can't decide to eat 800 calories and think positive thoughts and that'll be enough. It doesn't work. You need to eat enough. You need to eat the right stuff. That rhymes. And you need to get your sleep, and everything you need, you know, it all needs to come together. And I suppose there may be more stuff like that in my free book you can get from my website if you like, some tips and stuff. But that's what we're trying to teach at the festival as well. You know, clear education. I really wish people would get the education. A lot of people just want to come and hang out, and they want a certain answer, and then the teacher doesn't, like, I've got this problem, tell me that this is going to work, tell me that I can heal. Well, we can't tell you that you're going to heal or that it's going to 100% work. You know, you have to go and do the lifestyle. You prove it to us. You know, you prove to us. But go and do it for 2 years 100%. Don't come back a year later and say, tell me it's going to work. Well, if you've went back home and ate junk food for a year and went back to eating steak and stuff, how are you ever going to find out if the lifestyle works for you? You can't. There might not be a lot of time. Anyway, that's just stuff coming out of the top of my head. Focus on getting the diet and the lifestyle right. It's the lifestyle, doing it long term. Long term will help you get results. Long term lifestyle. That's why you need the education, because you need to train yourself to change. That's all I want to say today. Thank you. If you want to ask any further questions, leave a comment down below. If you believe that I'm not right, then please feel free to debate. Share this video with others if you think it makes sense. And I hope to see you again.